But this past week with Moxley, he went away to rehab.
Right.
So you shouldn't feel ashamed to ask for whatever help that you may need. There's help available to you,
right.
Let
me ask you about that. So, yeah, he went alcohol and stuff like that, which is just get your help. Now, I haven't watched much of TV, but when I turned on, I was trying to watch some of Dynamite. I mean, I didn't get even one match in, but it's all it seemed like all they kept saying. It's like John Moxley. Do you think they should be promoted, or do you think that should have been private, or do you think did he say he wanted people to know about it?
He told Tony Khan, and Tony Khan said that it was okay to make it public, which I thought was interesting that it wasn't Renee that made it public. But
like, okay, maybe if your wife says it, makes a statement, like you said, I don't want them to it made it almost feel like.
Well, I think
they're trying to make this a world-carrying company, and
I think it's more that they're trying to make it seem like it's not that big of a deal to ask for help. Look,
okay.
if somebody that's in this prominent position is willing to better themselves, you can do it too.
Okay, well, I didn't listen to the whole show, but I just heard it so much so quick. I was like, well, yeah, all right, yeah. Well,
and they're reworking storylines and stuff too, obviously, but
I guess. It's easy for them to explain if they can announce it like that. But
I respect that he's being public about it.
Him, yes.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
amazing.
just not so sure that I'm good with
the company.
Yeah, that's all.
I think it's because we're just not used to it. Because normally if somebody does need help or goes to rehab, it's like a hush-hush thing. Mm-hmm. But, I think it could be up to the person if they are comfortable with it being public, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty open with everything. I imagine if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, please. I don't want people to, I don't hide anything. I wear everything on the sleeve, out. Well, there probably some things I hide. I just can't remember it yet, but I probably hide them. If I could remember them,
We'll get to that in the next episode, guys. Don't
we'll unlock that. That's a different Pandora's box.
Oh, yeah. It's the other box. But,
it's the other box. It's the other box. Yeah, but, man, it's so crazy. Everything that's going on in the world of wrestling with all the releases and all that.
I think we should talk about it.
Yeah, I don't even know who got some names.
A lot of really wonderful talent. Karrion Kross, Scarlett Bordeaux. I mean,
right.
He was just brought up to the main roster. Apparently, he hated the mask, which
I thought he picked it.
He said it was kind of given to him, and he really didn't like it. Yeah. And then Keith Lee, Mia Yim, right? Eva Marie. Out. Quite a few people from Nia Jax, which is kind of surprising. Quite a few people from NXT, like really good up and coming talent.
Yeah.
NXT,
they revamped that whole project and stuff like
it makes me like kind of once again, like I'm not a wrestler, I'm not aspiring to be a wrestler, but if they said to me, if you're over 23, sorry, like you're out. Isn't that like a little like...
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah, they want younger talent.
I'd actually want you to be at least... I would probably go the other route and want you to be at least 23. So you have a little bit of maturity level to handle the success you're going to possibly be given, to understand it. Much like, football players they go to college. And they got to play in college before they can go to the NFL. Better chance of them getting an education, a better chance of them understanding what they do with money. Also, them to get some of that crap out of their system, that immaturity stuff and all that, so they represent the NFL in the proper way. Like basketball goes, you can go straight to whatever, and then there's so much stuff goes sideways. I think you need to be a little bit older. I mean, not necessarily 20. I mean, if you're 22 and you're mature, 20. I mean, but I wouldn't release people because they're over 23.
I think a lot of it is because they want to mold, rather than someone going to a school or having independent experience. They want to like mold people the WWE way.
I can take it to. I train in a facility and show you about 10 people that are 22 that haven't been molded yet, and they could be ready to be molded. So that's that's not really. It's really tough. Cause that doesn't give a lot of people hope. That kind of like that,
no, it's very discouraging.
So what are you saying? If you're in a training and a wrestling facility somewhere, you're being coached at 22, you should just quit because you're like,
I mean, let's not forget there are other options outside of WWE, and this is, like you said, they revamped. They could revamp again and realize it's another boo boo.
I've always done wrestling out of love. I was just blessed to have gotten anything I've gotten out of it. I probably would have still did it right through to the end, and I still do. I wrestle hard and everything else. I do it out of love. And when I was in WWE, I didn't even realize I was in WWE. It was like that was just all cream extra. That's just icing on the cake. For me, it was. That's how I looked at it. So, but it's going to shatter a lot of people's hopes and dreams. But me, I'm thinking, hey, there's CCW here. Not that I'm trying to plug where I'm training at or anything, but they have 100 shows next year, if not more. They've added more dates there, and more dates are coming in. So maybe you don't go to WWE, but maybe you work CCW. I know a lot of AEW guys, a lot of Ring of Honor guys, and a lot of NXT guys that got let go are all calling them and all trying to, because they know that they're running a lot of shows. Mm-hmm. So I think territories will come back. Stuff like that keeps going on. You keep releasing people, there's going to be a lot of talented people out there that are mature and do have a head on their shoulders, and they're going to get motivated. And there's a lot of other stuff that can happen.
Well, Jude and I were having the conversation, what would this have been like? Obviously, this isn't the first batch of releases. There's been quite a few huge names over the course of the past year or so. What would it been like had these releases happened during the Attitude Era? Can you imagine? They're
everybody's old in the Attitude Era. I was young when they're
but I'm Eddie Guerrero's been released. Rey Mysterio. How do you? Does it translate?
The Attitude Era, everybody had 10 to 15 years of experience into I don't want to say territories, but they've been working in Japan, or they had been working. A lot of them did do the territories. I did Stampede, I did USWA, I did Memphis, I did Puerto Rico. So, and I was still considered young there, young compared to a lot of the other people in the Attitude Era. So, that couldn't happen then. This is there's so much stuff in wrestling that wouldn't happen then that has happened now, because wrestling is where it is. But what you got to keep in mind, and I'm a really true believer of this, is cycles. Everything happens in cycles. There's cycles. There's 5-year cycles. There's 10-year cycles. There's 5-year cycles. So everybody thought, hey, wrestling would never probably go back to bigger guys again. Well, it's heading back towards bigger guys. Some of these releases might have been a lot of guys under 6'2", I'm just saying, wrestling, when I started, they told me, I'm 6'2", 6'2", now I'm 260, 265, but, when I started, I was 220, 230, and they told me that I'd be lucky to make anything, anywhere in wrestling, that I'd be a junior heavyweight or a cruiserweight. They didn't use the word cruisers back then, so it would have been a junior heavyweight, because dudes were monsters. They were low. 6'5", 6'8", all just Lord humongous, big dudes. Thanks. So, everything cycles, so things come around there. AEW will probably keep hanging in there. Hopefully it keeps hanging in there. I think territories will come back. Little ones, not big ones all over, but Florida. I believe Florida will be back. I believe Florida will be back. And I think CCW, again, I'm not plugging it because I'm there. If they get the right, he sounds like it, but if they get the, no, but I'm saying they got to get some more direction. It's all over the place. If they take they got to take a couple negative influences out, or get them under control, and put one person or something in charge of something, and the other person in charge of towns, the other person in charge of this. It work together, because one person can't handle all that shit. So it's and it's not shit, it's just positive things, but one person can't do everything and control everything. You got to turn trust and things over to other people to be successful. In that situation, Vince McMahon can run everything he wants, I suppose, I guess. But
is he? I've been seeing a lot of stuff that it's this other guy.
Bruce Pritchard?
Nick Khan? The guy.
Oh, he's the president.
Yeah, well, I feel
he's probably just a fall guy.
I
think final word always comes down to Vince. It doesn't matter if he's senile and crazy.
I'm gonna look up the
Bruce Pritchard's running NXT, right? With or John Laurinaitis. Johnny's there too, right? Johnny's doing a lot of hires and stuff like that with him.
So out of I'm trying to look up.
I think their next group of hires and tryouts will be December, I think.
Who would you say was the biggest? Oh, and Ember Moon's gone too. Frankie Monet, Orny Lycan. Who would you say is the biggest surprise? Grand Metalik, Lindsay Dorado.
Kevin Cross, probably.
You think so, Karen Cross?
I call him Karen, yeah.
I think I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
But what I want to say, what caused that? Was it a couple thing? Because they want to split them up? Did they push back or something?
They had no intention of bringing up Scarlett, and I think that Karrion didn't make the exact impact that they were expecting him to, bringing him up. But I hate to say a lot of it was Scarlett. Like Scarlett, in my opinion, when they were in NXT, was the reason why they were so successful. It was a pair.
I was always thinking it was Kevin. Was Kieran Cross?
Kieran.
What's his real name? Kevin.
I'm not sure.
I think it was I don't know. Cross. So I'm gonna say Cross because I'm gonna f that first name up constantly. So Cross is with Scarlett.
Yes, correct.
Raymond was saying that it could be couples and vaccines and this and this and that, but I don't know, man. I think maybe there's more to the fact that he went up and she didn't, and they maybe were power playing. I don't know, like, because they like to mess. They've always split couple. Like Luna would get fired so many times. I'd see them try to always work couples against each other and do this and this and that. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they weren't able to work them against each other. And you said like you didn't have the biggest impact as you thought.
Right, but. I look at a lot of them, have made statements since their release, and they're going to be okay, guys. I mean, like, obviously getting released and maybe without any heads up is shocking, but they're going to be okay. There's
just get him to play like a new Terminator, write another Terminator movie, and he could be the Terminator.
Yeah, but there's like they're already taking bookings from 90 days out. Right. They're already booked.
Which guys like me should be going, damn it, more releases. More people coming after my spots.
No, more opportunities for opponents.
Well, no, budgets and stuff. But it can either half glass, half full. Half empty, half full. I feel bad for him. But no, I've always been blessed. Like, to be honest, and I think I said it a couple of times. I've said it a lot on here. I'm hinting that, like, I'm as much as Kiss is at the end of the road, I'm hot at them for now. I know that Kiss is not coming back.
They're not coming back, guys. We know.
Yeah. We both have had tickets to the Kiss concert that got postponed, canceled, postponed, and now who knows what's going to happen. But I don't think they're coming back. Is that I'm getting to the end here.